You said earlier it looks like the double O of Stay Finessed. I'm sorry, NNR Finesse now is going to be on pole. He's got the 14 of AJ Champ, new guy to NNR to his outside. In third place, we got Dodge Dakota, another new guy to NNR, flexing some muscle. We got Sully, who's been very, very strong since the Charlotte races in P4. In P5, you got the 42, the one and only Mr. Amore Smoke. To his outside is your pick, the 19 of Cowboy. Then you got the 46 of Cadillac, and then the 1 of Asville, another one that's been on a tear in the trucks. Then you've got Parsville in the 11. NNR Mountain driving that 61 to his outside in 97. Something happened there. I'm guessing somebody lagged out. But all right, then we got Fatless Dig, Master Killer. Then we got Mike Honcho, another new guy. NNR Coey rocking his 24 Rico machine. The 9. Then you got Bill's Legend, NNR Smitty, Q-Dog, Dooman, Rowdy Burns, Soroka, Swats, Striker, and we're going to take them green, JC.
Yeah, as expected, it's going to be a mess to fight through right now. Finesse looks like he's going to fall back into second place. The 14 is going to take point right now, but he is hot on him.
Yeah, double O. They're not wasting any time. 3 wide going into 3 and 4 already. Behind them's double file and then 3 wide. Yeah, 30 cars on track. Plan on seeing a whole lot of this.
Asville with the big power move, he's almost to the inside of the leader. He was off of 4, falls back into second place.
And I tell you what, that's a pretty nice paint scheme. I like that deep orange and black for the one of Asville. He's another one. He had a car that was on rails. The only reason that that Bowling won the other night was due to fuel mileage. But other than that, Asville had the truck to beat, and it's going to be interesting to see what part of his truck setup is going to transfer over into his Xfinity car.
It looks like they're single file all the way to about 10th, and then they're still fighting for a top 10 back there.
Yeah,
definitely a cool paint scheme on that one, though. I was thinking about that in pre-race.
Yeah, that really is. You know, you got Asville up front, or I'm sorry, no, the AJ up front, and then, like you said, there are about 5 or 6 cars that are just nose to tail with the 46 of Cadillac, and then you got Cowboy, and then the 11 of Parsville right behind him. But there is just a long train a coming. It's rolling around the bend.
Pete, I'll tell you what, Amore looks like he's fallen all the way back to 14th place after starting in the top 5. After just a couple laps, he may be struggling just a little bit on that G920. As someone who has that same wheel, I know it definitely took me a couple races to get used to it. I wonder how much that's playing into effect right now.
Yeah, get used to not only the wheel itself and the different modes on there, 360, 920, 1080, whatever you need. But also you got to figure you're on pedals now, where it used to be just a real quick pull of the trigger and you were up and rolling. Now you've got just a little bit of time to where you're getting that pedal mashed, or you're switching from the brake over to the gas if you've got to check up for somebody, trying to trail brake. You wouldn't be doing that here, but there is definitely a learning curve. And you know what? Amore could be just laying back a little bit, seeing exactly how he responds to the wheel, or how the wheel responds to him. I mean, right now he's all over the back of the 39, and he's just drafting all the way around. Doesn't look like he's getting loose. It doesn't look like he's putting any extra wheel or oversteering into it. Looks like Amore's doing a pretty good job.
Yeah, I was watching him that last time around, 1 and 2, solid 1 and 2. He's all over the back of the 39, that is for sure. He maybe looks to go inside here. Back up front, though, Cowboy is in 4th place as they get 2 wide right in front of him. Cadillac trying to go for 2nd place.
Country Girl, this guy, JC, in the booth with me. JC is a guy that I go way back to. I mean, what would you say, JC? About 5 years, give or take, if not a little bit more.
Oh, man, I quit counting after like 5 years, 5, 6, 7. I don't know, something like that. Back whenever I was not even living close to where I am right now.
Yep. JC was just about done with his squeaker years when I got to know him. Now we've been to a few races together. We've been down to Homestead, Miami for Dale Jr.'s last race, and that's easily 4 years. But no, JC and I we go back quite a ways. He's a good guy, a hell of a racer, very, very talented behind his wheel. If you watch the Michigan race, Michigan Cup race a couple weeks ago, at the very end I said, "Look at the 21 coming," and that's who I was talking about. He drives the 21 Ford for Carroll Motorsports on the Cup side.
Pete, I appreciate that. I don't know what you're talking about, though. Very talented behind the wheel. I've been washed up for a couple of years now. I'm just trying to get back into it.
The only thing that's been washed up is the different people you've had try to get internet through. But now you're on. You're solid. You're here every week. You're moving your way up through the points pretty quickly. And man, I'm just glad to see you running strong.
Man, and it makes it tough too to win in a league like NNR. You know, there's nothing handed to you. Every single win or every top 5 that I've been involved with this year, at least, has been a claw to the finish. Wins do not come easy when you're in this good of a league.
No, they don't, and that's actually something that Stout Whiskey has said several times. If you win in this community, or if you get a top 3, a podium finish, to where you're heading up for post-race interviews afterwards, you know you've had a hard fight to get where you're at. You appreciate it. You love the points when you see once they're tallied. It's to do anything great in this community, you're doing it right for yourself. Kind of keep going through the field here. Just caught up with the 61 of Mountain. Mountain is when I kind of touched on that earlier. He's done a lot of these commercials for the stream. He did the commercial for the car that we're giving away if we get 50 viewers. He did the stream starting soon picture. Was kind of a collaboration between him and Stryker. He did the Zazzle, which is the NNR gear store commercial. If you want to buy your loved one a polo or a T-shirt, maybe a wall clock for a man booth or a man cave. Yeah, man cave. There we go. I mean, I know JC, you're into golf. There's golf balls on that site. There's all kinds of stuff that any guy or girl country would want or could want.
I'm gonna need to buy a bunch of golf balls because I'd be hitting them out in the woods. Pete, I don't want to speak too soon, but the 46 of Shadowlac has caught our leader here. He's definitely in his draft, was all over him coming out of turn 4 as they go down into 1. He's still right behind him.
Yeah, I saw Shadowlac kind of catching up a little bit ago, and I was watching him from another stream, and talking about another stream, I forgot all about it. But Country Girl, here is your buddy Stout Whiskey. I actually almost forgot that he was in the race tonight. He's driving for the Jelly Roll. There we go. He's turning some laps, trying to help Jelly Roll out while he takes care of some issues with his family. But the one and only Stout Whiskey rocking that 35 paint scheme tonight for Jelly Roll, and definitely wish him a lot of luck.
The 5 car is in the wall. He's turned around right now. We also have a new leader. Shadowlac did end up taking the lead. The 14 let him go by on the front stretch. It looks like we're going to stay green.
Yep, I'm guessing if the after the 5 spun, he was able to get it off the track and keep it going. Yeah, wow, that 5 of Sully, he is all kinds of damaged up. That car is going to be tight, trying to exit the corner. If he tries to gas it up too soon, it'd probably be best just to go ahead and take it down pit road, get it fixed up. And speaking of pit road, I'm going to pull up a Morse feed, unless you've already got it up and can grab a quick lap count. That'd be pretty cool.
I'll have it this next time around. Speaking of
All
Moore,
right.
he has moved up to 8th place. Cowboy is 9th, and Bill's Legend rounds out the top 10.
Man, so yeah, he's. I think the last time we talked about him, he was back in 13th, and yeah, here he is, right in front of the 19, and inside the 97 of Fatless Dig. Yep, 3 wide with the one of Asbel to the outside.
I see Asbel was going for the lead, and here they are battling back for, what is it, 6th, 7th?
Yeah.
6th, 7th, 8th. They're going 3 wide.
Yep. So I'm wondering if maybe Asbel is starting off on a lower preset. He's going to work his way up and, adjust off of a tighter preset. So as the run goes on and he burns off that fuel, he's not getting tail happy. The rear end of the car isn't light coming off the corner. Deeds, what's happening? Country Girl saying she is just one of the guys. Oh, one car's getting loose just as. Yep. Just as we're talking about possibly starting on a lower preset, it looks like he got a little loose off that corner and took a little bit of a ride through the grass, but we're going to stay green.
Pete, this is the time that you're going to see the guys that have a control on their car and guys that do not have control on their car. It's one thing to drive a car around this track. It's another thing to control it all the way through a cycle of tires.
I agree with you 100%. I'm actually caught up with that 46 of Shadilak with the who is that? The 14 of AJ right behind him. So like you said, 46 is able to run him down. So obviously he's got a real good long run car, even only still just on preset. We have not made pit stops yet. We are all still, on the track on the initial preset. So Shadilak, he knows what it takes to be able to maintain his tires, because by now they've got to be in the, I would say the right sides are probably in the low to mid 40s.
Pete, we are on lap 23, by the way.
So yep, I figured right about there. So they were saying 25 to 27 laps on a tank of fuel. So we should start to see green flag pit stops here any moment. The way the 46 ran down the 14, he had to have had a little bit of draft, so he probably burned up a little bit of fuel, a little bit more fuel than the 14 would have. So we'll have to see if the 46 comes down first, or if it's going to be somewhere in the back of the pack. But the 14's now all over that 46's bumper.
He was really fighting hard off turn 2 for the bottom. It looks like the bottom right now is the place to be as they dive off into turn 1. Shadilak, he's been hooking the bottom really, really good. I think that's one reason why he's kept the lead. I think the 14 could be just a little bit faster, but the 46 of Shadilak, very consistent.
Yeah, and here, just like any other track, it is very much about that green air. Clean air. Clean air, not green air. But I'm talking about green, the entire first half of stage 1, and getting a little bit of separation, really showing who might have started on a lower preset versus just a little bit higher. But this battle for the top spot is really starting to heat up. Looks like that 14 is going to get a pretty good run on the outside. 46 came up to block, get a great arc into the corner. 14 is all over his bumper, pushing him through the corner. Let go, not going to push him off. But, still nose to tail as we come across the start finish line.
Yeah, the 46 just a little bit too consistent for the 14. The 14 is going to have to find a way around him. It doesn't look like he's able to run the high side as good as the 46 can run the bottom. That's all it's about right now. Just stay in front of him, keep that clean air on the nose of the 46. Pete, don't be letting no green air out here in the booth.
Deeds is saying, this ain't Cali. I tell you, Country Girl, I'm nothing at all. I am completely high on life and having JC in the booth with me. Yeah, and we are seeing a ton of green, ton of green flag pit stops. 46 Shadilak heading on down, and it looks, there's the 14
First
right behind him.
7th are all on pit road.
Yep, all at once. We're gonna, and I think the first car that stayed out was like 10th place or something like that. So let's see exactly what the 46 is gonna, or if he's gonna be able to hold that lead.
Pete, I was watching a more stream. He actually ran out of gas halfway down the backstretch and coasted it all the way around and still made up a ton of time on the 00. I believe that is might be the 11.
I tell you, that's something that Elmore is very, very good at. He is extremely good at keeping the car under the white line, maintaining speed, and blowing it up just in time to get down to pit road speed without any kind of issues, or very seldom having issues. And look at this: some of the guys that pitted ahead of him, he's getting them off the pit road now. He's coming out in 4th place. Great move by
Elmore. Here comes the pack.
Yep.
Going in turn 1 through turn 2. 46 had a great pit stop, almost slid up there in the middle of 1 and 2. Looks like he's got a solid lead now over the 14 for the time being, but here comes that second pack.
Yeah, that second pack, they must not have pit just yet. Yeah, Blazer, a lot of these guys do use wheels. There's also a lot on controllers as well. I personally use a wheel, so does JCX. More Smoke used to use a controller. This is his first race on a wheel. But yeah, there are.
I was always surprised at.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. More Smoke held a very, very pretty steady line on that control. I don't know if he was just the kind of guy that just barely moves the controller stick, or if he was a tabber like I used to be. But yeah, there's a mixture, wheels and controllers.
Pete, don't look now, but Boehner is up to 2nd place.
I'm gonna go ahead and have to. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna try something here.
We got 3 cars under the blanket for 2nd place. And then going back from 2nd, it looks like everyone's kind of singled out for the most part. There's a little bit of action back towards the front half of the top 10. But I'm seeing a lot of cars that have now made some adjustments. They can run the high side. The 14 is on the high side. I just saw the 42 car on the high side. You think maybe they'll start running side by side?
Yeah, absolutely. Bowling, thank you very much for letting me know that. That's something I'll have to work on later on. I didn't realize that happened, but thank you. What Bowling is telling me is when I was showing everybody the stream from Boehner, it actually cut out our audio. So I'll have to remember that for later on and kind of switch over the audio. But thank you. All right, I'm gonna keep going through the field. There's the 39 of Master Killer. Let's see.
Oh, hey, Pete, that's just when you do crank it up.
Is that what that?
That way we can't talk.
Okay, yeah. 29 of Bill's Legend underneath the 97 of Fatless Dig. You know, somebody made the comment in pre-race that it was nice to see Fatless Dig in a different paint scheme other than the Chad Little or old Kurt Busch John Deere throwback. I don't know. I liked it either way. 9 of Q-Dog. Looks like he's having a pretty good race right now. Papa Bear, what's happening, buddy?
Yeah, Papa Bear with the unfortunate start to his race, and good to see him in the chat.
Yep. It's always great to see Papa. You know, I tell you what, not last week, on Sunday, Papa Potter reached out to me and said, Pete, I got something extra for you. I said, all right, what's up? He said, well, I've got this Richard Petty autographed biography card, or what I used to call a hero card. And he said, I'd like to give it away to one of your viewers. I said, all right, man, absolutely. Any special circumstances or whatever? He said, no, you just pick whoever you want, and however you want to do it, you just give me an address when it's been given away. Well, at the end of Sunday's race, I had gone through like 5 or 6 people that had become new followers of the channel to cover NNR, and once all the were done, all the post-race interviews were done, I read off those names. I said, if any one of you are still here, your persistence is going to pay off. Speak now or forever hold your peace. The first guy that came back was ARCA Driver 9, which I just so happen to have known from racing many, many moons ago. And he spoke up, and yeah, he picked himself up a Richard Petty autographed biography or hero card that the one and only Papa Bear is going to get out in the mail. I think he said he got it out tonight or will be tomorrow. So, ARCA Driver, if you're still in chat, you should be getting that here pretty soon.
Yeah, and Pete, we have 7 laps to go. The 14 of AJ put it in the wall off turn 2 that allowed the 00 Finesse and 28 of Boehner to slide on by for 2nd and 3rd.
All right, I will have to catch up with those. There they are. There's a 28 of Boehner with the 14 right behind him, but it's still all Shadilak in the lead. Oh, 2nd and 3rd, a little bit of a fight side by side. Got loose coming off the corner. 14 down low, 28 up high. Looks like the 14 might be able to use the lap car as the pick, but the lap car is going to go low. Boehner's going to stay in that second line, hoping he can carry that momentum all the way down the backstretch. Still a hard for second. Boehner is
still all over the 14. He's hooking that white line really good.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. I tell you, Boehner has been making a lot of noise since joining NNR. Him and Mountain are actually broadcasting a startup or developmental community that Coe had going with I think it was not Outlaw. Some I forget who it was exactly, but it's a brand new developmental series that both Boehner and Mountain are broadcast on Monday night. So next Monday night, right around 8 or 9 o'clock p.m., be sure to follow Mountain on Twitch or Boehner on Twitch. They can give you all the details. Brom 932, thank you very much for the follow. What's going on, man? This is the NNR Xfinity Series live from Chicagoland Speedway. NNR is the best default league or community, hands down. I don't like to call these guys a league because we are more than that. It's going to be a great ending here to stage 1. We're going to rack and stack them back up for stage 2, and we're going to set them loose again.
Pete, this time by, we are coming to 2 to go for the end of stage 1.
2 to go, and nobody's going to have anything for the 46 of Shadilak, as I've just caught up with him. Looking back, you've got Finesse behind him, you've got AJ, and you've got the 28 of Boehner. And last lap, stage 1, 46 has complete control of the race. It's all going to be a race for second right now, JC.
28, 14 are side by side. 28 going high on the 00 now, all the way up next to the wall as they come off turn 4.
Yeah, it looks like
be able to stay ahead.
Yes, sir. And that should be.
Oh, maybe I was 1 lap off.
Either that or maybe. Hey, it's just like HD says all the time. Sometimes just gotta wing it. Absolutely.
Yeah. Who really knows? So the 28 back inside the 14 as they go into turn 3. This should be for the end of stage 1 right here. The 28 able to pull ahead, slides up in front of him. He's going to put the 14 almost in the wall. 14 battling back on the outside, not going to be able to get it done. That will be the end of stage 1.
That is the end of stage 1. Yep. Yeah, Brom, absolutely appreciate it, man. Please don't forget, go on up and hit that notifications button. We'll be back after tonight. We'll be back live on Thursday night with the NNR Cup guys, right back here from Chicagoland Speedway. In the meantime, let's go ahead and take another look at that. Let's go ahead and take another look at that car. If we can get 50 guys, it's going away.
Hey NNR fans, get your hands on this Lowe's Motor Speedway 50th anniversary diecast that's signed by track owner Bruton Smith by watching repeat broadcasts on Twitch. If we get over 50 live viewers on any stream, the diecast will be unlocked. The winner will then be determined by a trivia question selected by repeat. First to answer adds this sweet ride to their collection. Thanks for being the best fans around.
All right, we're back just in time to see them all racked and stacked back up. Got the 46 of Shadilak to the inside. To the outside, you got the 00 of NNR Finesse. Just recently changed his name to go along with his community pride. Then you got the 28 of Boehner, 11 of Parzival. Be outside of Parzival, I believe that was, well, never mind. It doesn't matter because it's 3 wide back there. So here we go.
Yeah, now the 42 of Amore Smoke trying to move into 4th place on the high side, trying to pass the 11.
Yeah, 42 of Amore Smoke really getting a little bit more comfortable with that wheel. Might have been able to make a few additional changes to get that car where he likes it or close to where he likes it, or that certain feel, that Amore Smoke feel that he looks for and has been so strong and dominant since joining NNR, or since league racing, and being around that guy, which you go back several years with Amore as well to some different leagues, but nothing compares to NNR.
Oh, big time, Pete. I couldn't agree more. Top 4 trying to break away now. The 00 and 46 trying to separate from the 28 and the, is that 71? 78. I'm sorry.
Yep, 78. Yep. 78's a new guy. I'll actually go ahead and catch back up with him. That's going to be the 78 of Dodge Dakota 2001, giving Boehner a big push along the apron going down the front stretch.
Oh, Big Wreck 14 is around on the front stretch. Looks like he gathers it back up to stand under green.
Yep, looks like I had seen AJ on the outside going through the going down the backstretch before. He definitely didn't look like he was all that comfortable. He was trying to get back in. I wonder if maybe he came across somebody's nose a little too early or what. Not 100% sure, but these guys they're trying to get all they can off these off these tires where they're still somewhat fresh. I know in about 27 laps or so, usually they're down to almost nothing. Maybe 20%, if that. I think when I ran a few laps here yesterday, my tire light came on just as I was getting ready to have to pit for gas. So you definitely wear it down here in Chicago.
Yeah, and Pete, we had a 3-car breakaway at first, and then a 4th car kind of joined for maybe a lap there. And then they all started racing, and it brought the top 7 or so back into a single file line. 00 now looking for the inside of the 46 going into turn 3.
Yep, and that car that you mentioned that brought them all back up was the 61 of NNR Mountain. Great to see him having a strong run on the outside in the top 5, outside the 78 and the 11 of Parzival, and right in front of the 42 of Amore Smoke. You know right now that 61 has got to be grinning from ear to ear. Very strong run from Mountain tonight. Good to see him up there.
I'll tell you who's running from ear to ear. That's the 28 car. Went from 3rd to 2nd. Now looking for the lead. It's not going to be able to hold it down on the bottom in turn 3. the zero was able to pinch him down, or the double zero was able to pinch him down and able to retain the lead. Big Wreck going through the trials where there's about a 3-car pile up out the wall.
And it looks like that's going to bring out our first caution of the night. So, yeah, again, getting after it, fresh tires, right after a full stage break to make any bigger adjustments, or you get more time to make adjustments other than when you go down pit road. Yeah, let's see. Brom says he races in a league named Propel Racing League. We race every Saturday at 6:30 and 8:30. Well, guys, there's another option of another racing community or racing league if you want to watch on a Saturday night. Brom, if you want to put your league's Twitch channel or Mixer channel in the chat, please, by all means, feel free to do so. We are complete community supporters. Feel free. We're going to stack them back up again. 46 of Cadillac to the inside with Finesse to his outside. Just on the last restart, Finesse was able to get that down right in front of the 28 of Boehner. Behind Boehner is the 11 of Parzival. Top 4 all nose to tail.
It looks like they're trying to rack back in the back of the pack. Not sure if they did or not. Looks like the caution is out.
Yep, caution's going to be out again. Something happened there. But we're going to take another quick break here. If you've never followed a league before, here's some information on how while I grab a bottle of water.
Hey NNR fans, don't miss any of the action by following or subscribing to Repeat's Twitch channel. Turn on notifications and you'll always know when the best preset league on Xbox hits the track. Check out his YouTube channel too to see all of NNR's past races. Follow No Name Racing as well as Repeat 1975 and others on Twitter, and you'll never miss any of the action.
All right, coming to the end of that caution, still the 46 and the 00 to the outside of NNR Finesse. These guys have been after it all night long. It looks like there's a new guy, though, in P3. It's no longer the 28. Looks like he pitted for tires. That's going to allow the 11 of Parzival to take over P3. And you got the 61 of Mountain to the outside, P4.
Yeah, Pete, the 28 should be one of the first cars with 4 tires. He's back in about 10th place with the 3 wide back there. But the 11 going to the inside of the 00 for 2nd place. First time he's been up front all night.
Yep, the 11's another one that's been really strong. It kind of... do you remember... I just had his gamer tag on the tip of my tongue. But anyway, I was thinking about somebody that we used to race with a long time ago that was very silent as he moved up through the points, and was constantly under the radar. I had his gamer tag on the tip of my tongue, but it's gone. I know I'll remember it a little bit later on.
I know a ton of drivers like that, Pete. That's real specific.
It's just guys that keep quiet during these races, but are around at the end, and it's kind of like the old Kevin Harvick adage. Where'd he come from? Yeah.
00 really pinching the 46 down to try to make a run off turn 2. He had an excellent run to the outside and was able to get right down on the door of the 46. They're still side by side going in turn 3.
Yeah, and I see what you mean by him pinching him down. Actually, Cadillac washed up a little bit, and 00 had nowhere to go. It was either move up or get slammed into the wall. 46 going to retain P1. The 11 of Cadillac, P2. 22 of Soroka. First time we're mentioning him tonight. Looks like he's a little loose going through the center of the corner with the 00 right behind it, and then the 42 of More Smoke, P5.
And Pete, I saw on that wreck, Amore went back to 17th. He was actually involved in that wreck 2 cautions ago. So from 17th back up to now, 5th place? It's pretty good recovery for him.
Yeah, very good recovery. And he didn't do it just because of these cautions. He was actually moving his way up through the field during the back half of stage 1. So Moore has slowly but surely been racing his way back up. I think he's starting to get that feel that he likes in that wheel.
Definitely. If you watch the gap from him to the leader, he's staying just consistent with the leader, but he's come from way in the back. So he may be one of the fastest cars on the racetrack, as he's all over the 00. The top 5 singled out.
Yeah, he's definitely got a great pull from the 00 of NNR Finesse. In front of Finesse is the 22 Soroka. Soroka pinched the 00 down. He saw the 00 coming underneath, tried to keep him right on that white line, and that's going to make them go 3 wide behind the 11.
Yeah, 3 wide for 5th place. They're going to condense down to 2 by 2. Amora is going to be the big loser on that on the outside, trying to battle back, though. Still the 46 up front as the 11 looks like he's peeking to the inside of him, though.
Yep, the 11's going to try, but nobody has been able to cleanly pass the 46. He's been able to get up there and pass. It looks like he was a little loose right there. I'm not sure if the 11 might have got right on that bumper and freed him up or what happened there, but you could definitely watch the 46 walk that car up the track as he was coming off the corner. Big challenge from the 11 with the 22 of Soroka right behind.
Yeah, and they got the 22 pushing the 11 now, coming to the inside of the 46 with the 78 all over him. They're going to try to go 3 wide into turn 1. They thought better of it. 22 backed up. That allowed the 78 to get to the outside of him for just a second as the 22 comes up into the 46 off 2.
Yeah, 22 watched him just a little bit, but he was able to kind of check up so he didn't completely put the 46 in the wall. Great heads up and awareness driving by the 22 of Soroka. A good reason why he's been as strong as he has here in the Xfinity and also in the Truck Series. He did race a few races in Cup, but he decided that he wanted to concentrate just on the lower series and really work towards a championship, try to dethrone the 88 in the trucks of Watt Racing and the past season champ here in Xfinity.
Pete, I got to say, the 42 and the 22 got together off turn 4 a couple laps ago, and they were able to both check up and not cause a big wreck. That could have definitely been a big wreck. They just ended up 3 wide. Now the 78 has fallen into 3rd. 42 battled back to 4th now.
Yep, got a. That looks like the 11 was able to take over that lead from the 40s. Looking back, 1st through 3rd are nose and tail. 3rd is the 00. 4th now, and more smoke. Are still working our way through, and Country Girls checking in, saying 20 laps remaining here in stage 2. So 20 laps. Figure these guys are turning about 32, 33 seconds a lap. We're only talking 10 more minutes. And then
coming down to pit. I was just about to say, Pete, when do you pit? We're in the window.
Yep. Man, we're like right there. Good job.
So now the 42, he was maybe 1 second behind the leader. If he's going to have 1, potentially 2 or more laps, we'll see when the leaders come by or come down this time. But he's going to be running faster lap times than the leaders. So if you don't pit now, you're giving up time to the 42 and whoever else decides to come in.
Oh, yeah, you definitely have to get down, get those 4 fresh feel goods. With 20 laps, I think you're still going to want to go with 2 cans on the wear model that these guys run. So, yeah, there's no, trying to shorten it. But, yep, you were 100% right. ARCA Watt Racing is the last season's truck season Truck Series champion. Jeez, I can't talk tonight. NNR Smitty won last season's Xfinity Series championship, and none other than the Aviator won the Cup. So you got 3 guys trying to compete. However, in Xfinity this year, there will be a different champion. NNR Smitty is fully focused on the Cup Series, so this year we will have a new champ. And as of the last time we updated the points, it was all about Augustus. He's been having a great run here as of late. I just realized that I took down the Xfinity points for some reason. Let me go ahead and get them back up there.
Pete, I'll tell you what, Smitty's definitely, in my opinion, a deserving Xfinity champion. Racing around him in the Cup Series, and I've practiced with him a lot in between races. he definitely is one of the drivers that has impressed me. They've been able to come up from the Xfinity Series, and there's definitely a lot of talent that I see on the track tonight that I know will be future Cup drivers.
Oh yeah, we talked early about the one car of Asbel. Stout was talking to him, saying, "Hey, do you have any aspirations to move up the Cup?" And I asked him the same thing, and he said, I really like running the Xfinity and the Truck Series. I'm not about trying to move up to the top level of NNR. I just want to get out here, be competitive, race amongst some great drivers, and have fun. So that's what Asbel's all about, and he's been making a lot of noise. Boehner moved up very, very quickly. Augustus, he restarted this season with the Xfinity Series, and he moved on his way on up to Cup. You last year you finished up your Xfinity season, and you're now in Cup. So if you can prove yourself, there are no hesitations on the team owners on the Cup side picking from the Xfinity and Truck Series. It's where they get all their talent.
Pete, I'll tell you what, I've been keeping close tabs on Boehner since he joined the Cup Series, and man, he's making me have to sweat to try to get in the playoffs this year. He's pushing me up every week. It seems like I have a good week, and he's just as good, or he's right behind. So definitely not just guys that can race in the Cup Series, but can actually contend for a playoff position.
Brom 20-22 is actually kind of a late or kind of a light night for our Xfinity and truck guys. Right now, tonight there were 30 or 31 cars on track. For the truck race on Sunday night, I believe we had 25, if I'm not mistaken. And on Thursday night, we'll have just about another 30 again. Brom, the NNR is the premier preset league on Xbox. There were a lot of pro league hopefuls in NNR. This is a very strong community, Brom.
Yeah, there's just so many great people all together, and we associate in all forms of racing, whether it be Cup Series, Xfinity, or even other community leagues. It's just great to have a bunch of great guys around each other that all love the same thing, racing.
Oh yeah, and the reason we call ourselves a community is because we're not the people that get together on a Sunday, Tuesday, or a Thursday night and talk about racing for a couple hours while calling a race. We actually get together and go to tracks. You and I, we've been to Charlotte, we've been to Homestead, Miami, we've been to Atlanta. We're looking forward to Marshall here in just a few weeks. I know there's other talk of Bristol, and we do a lot together as well. We're not just an online league. We really are closer, like a family.
Pete, I am shocked that drivers have not come down pit road.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually take a look at a Moore or Cowboy's stream. Cowboy right now is showing back in 25th. I'm not sure if that's due to issues on track or what, because he was in the top 10 earlier. And I'm also looking at a Morse or Boehner stream, and I don't see tire lights. Right now, it's actually showing, he just flipped his menu. He's showing 62% on the right front and 8 laps in. My controller just died. Got to switch out my controller.
Well, if he's got 8 laps, we've only got, let's see, as Moore comes around the start finish line right now on the stream, he's got, it froze. That's very cool. 6 laps to go.
Give me
no, he has 8 laps to go.
That
gives
7 laps. Get rid of that message.
6.
There we go. How rude.
I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be really close.
Yeah, it's going to absolutely be very close. 8 laps to go. And what did I say?
The double zero's coming down this time. Finesse.
Yeah, he's not going to take that chance and run out of gas. He may not get as lucky as Amore did during that last pit stop. That's a nice paint scheme by the 22 of Soroka. That dark blue with the red stripe going up the side. I think he's still rocking the Shriners Hospital for Children, still supporting his buddy Jelly Roll. I can't talk tonight, JC. I'm glad you're here.
You think I can talk?
I am so glad you're here. Oh my God.
I think we both need another bottle of water.
Well, Striker, I see you out there, man. I hope everything is all right, bud. Oh, yeah, that's definitely a little bit of an emergency. Hopefully it wasn't your car keys down the toilet. I've seen that happen before.
Oh, that's never good. Car keys in the toilet.
No. Yeah, Striker said he had an emergency in his home, and he said his son overflowed the crapper. So.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. But
hey, man, when life hits you, life hits you.
Yeah. Looks like there's quite a few cars coming off of pit road right now. I just caught up with the 35 of Stout Whiskey making his way into the pit. He was still full. He didn't want to slow that up much. I actually kind of hoping that Stout didn't just get a black flag right there. I don't think he was down to 45.
Road.
Yep, a whole bunch on pit road.
All the leaders are in. Amore has now unlapped himself from all the people that have pit. So this is what I've been waiting about 18 laps for. So is to see where the 42 comes out after everyone pits, because it does look like everyone's going to have to pit now.
Yeah.
Or if they're not, it's going to be really close.
Yeah. No. Everybody's going to have to pit one time if they can only go, 25 to 27 laps on a tank of gas. So that also means that we're right around the middle of what did they say? We were under 10 to go, if I'm not mistaken.
We are coming to 2 to go.
2 to go. Okay, so yeah, like you said, we'll have to see where Amore stands with the stage winding down. Now, everybody, I talked a little bit about the stuff that's available on nnrleague.com through the Zazzle tab. When we come to the stage break, I'll show you a little bit more about that. Again, thanks to the one and only Mountain. So if you need a t-shirt, hoodie, wall clock, stickers, pillows, golf balls, playing cards, coffee mugs, whatever, check out this commercial. Once we're fit stage 1, it looks like we've got 1 lap to go. Sponsored by JCX12 and the 21 Motorcraft Ford.
Oh, yeah, and the 5 of Sully is the current race leader as he comes off turn 4. Looks like he's going to get a stage victory here, Pete. Oh, the 11 shot by right at the last second. Don't know if he was on the lead lap or not.
That was extremely close. We talked about Sully earlier, how he was head first into a wall, all kinds of damage. That just goes to show what you can do when you persevere. But guys, let's take a look at nnrleague.com at our store and tell us what you think. Here we go.
Hey NNR fans, are you looking for a way to rep your favorite NASCAR Heat Preset League on Xbox Live? Look no further. Just go to nnrleague.com, scroll down to the Zazzle tab, and see what we have to offer. From t-shirts to hoodies to clocks, we have everything you need to show your support. Thanks for being the best fans, and we hope to see you at the track repping that NNR red.
And there you go. Catching them back up just at the end of the stage 2 caution. Like JC said just before we were done, not quite sure if the 11 was able to get by at the very end or if the 5 took those points. If the 5 didn't get him, still he's going to grab 9 points to close out stage 2.
The 5 did win stage 1.
So there we go, 5-1. The 11 could have been unlapping himself. Who knows? No, never mind. With him that far up, no, he did.
Place. I saw that much.
Yeah. But Ark is saying it smells like a good set of Goodyears coming up. A little bit of tape adjustments, some wedge, and fuel. Stay tuned, ladies and gents. Absolutely.
All right, Pete, throw him under a blanket, send him out. The one trying to go underneath the 00. The 00 trying to go inside, way down on the apron, going into turn 3. Don't know if the 00 has a problem or not. Finesse. He looks like he's coming to the pits.
Yeah, Finesse may not have pit. That elusive AA sometimes gets away from people. He's going to have to woe that up, get down pit road. He's going to lose a lap here, but we are sure. Well, no, we could have seen the last caution of the race, so it's going to be pretty long from here. I'll actually go ahead and check in with Boehner.
Oh, big wreck on the backstretch. The 9 got slammed in the inside. They're all piling up going into turn 3.
Ooh!
Bigger wreck in turn 3.
Yeah, 69 and Rowdy Burns made a big hit to the outside wall. And there is that caution that Finesse needed in order to stay on the lead lap, because the leader is just out crossing the start-finish line, and we're talking about 105 laps to go. So 105 laps will complete stage 3. So we got a lot of racing left to go here, bud.
Man, if Finesse can stay out and everyone else pit, he just finessed the field right there.
Ah, I see what you did there. Yeah, and you're 100% right.
Pete, would you pit? You only got 3 laps on your tires, man.
No, I definitely stay out here. I definitely foresee the 28 staying out, the 5 staying out, the 1 staying out. I think all these guys up front might stay out. The guys in the back, maybe, I don't know. But let's work our way back up here. You got AJ McChamp in P2, 29 to his inside. Let's see, get back up top here. The 11 of Parzival, 1 of Asbel, 28 of Boehner, and I think that was the 8, not 100. No, that's the 8 of Smitty, right there in P6. So, no, that was the 8. Okay. Like you said, all under a blanket right now.
Yeah, and Asbel's in second place, putting a lot of heat on the 11, who just regained first. The 46, no, I'm sorry, the 26. Red and white car, 29, that's one.
Yep.
Slid up in front of the second place car. Now the 28 is going to dive to his inside. He's going to try to get third. Top 2, top 3 maybe can single file and try to run away, but the 1 is really putting pressure on the 11.
Yeah, the 1's been all over the back bumper of the 11. 28's all over the back bumper of P2. I mean, that bottom line is really where it's all at. If you can get down to that bottom line, 8, boy, he cut that very, very close. But able to make it stick. Let me actually get up to this 8 car here. Get on. What?
First 7 cars are singled out.
More Smoke is on pit road, and I don't see that car moving. I'm guessing 42's got a blown motor. Something happened. Yeah, I don't see that car moving around at all. No tires, no nothing. I think got a retiree, number 42.
That's real unfortunate. I'm watching the stream right here to see what does happen, so I can take a quick note on that. But Pete, they're going back at it for the lead. 1 car, now the leader of Asbel.
Yep, 1 car out front, 28 of Boehner right behind him. Then you got the 11 of Parzival. Then the 00 of Finesse. And I tell you what, who's ever right there in P5 kind of looks like your 21 car.
Pete, More Smoke is still on the track right now. He is in 11th position. There is like maybe 2 number 42s this race.
Okay, so, all right, gotcha. Well, glad to hear it.
I got all the stats, man, all the stats.
Yeah, it must just be something on my screen then, because when I look at him, it's still showing him in the pits. So if you're seeing him on track, we're seeing 2 different things.
Yes, sir, he is on track.
All right.
Back up front, the 1 and 28 trying to break away from this little pack behind them. 28 thought about going to the outside, thought better of it. The 1 and the 28 have both held the bottom line really good, Pete. I don't think that if you're strong enough on the bottom, I don't think anyone really is going to be able to pass you on the top.
No, and these guys are nose to tail. The 28 of Boehner has been really, really good about pushing him. He's not trying to pass him. He's not trying to, he's not giving him an extra shove getting in and then dive bombing the corner. Nothing like that. He's being really, really fair about it. They just want to push and try to get away and then have a race to settle amongst themselves a little later on. But that, just as we say that, 28 looked like he washed up a little bit, and that allowed the 11 of Parzival to close up just enough to where he might have a bit of the draft now.
And Pete, I tell you what, first and second and now third as he's fallen, let's see, that's the 11 car has fallen maybe 3 or 4 car lengths back from second. They're trying to single out and break away. And then fourth on back, it's just a hornet's nest, because from fourth, you have fourth and fifth side by side, fifth, sixth and seventh are trying to go side by side, all the way back to 12th place.
Yeah, that 8 car of Augustus is the car that I was trying to talk about earlier. I couldn't remember who it was. Just not used to Augustus in that car. All last year he ran the 2 cars, so to see him in the 8 now still throws me off a little bit. But the 8 car, that's your current points leader, and as you see the scroll go across the bottom, he's got like 30-something points over Soroka, and after the great finish that he had last week, he's been able to extend that. He only had like 19 over Soroka, so he's able to build up a little bit of a cushion. But again, good to see that 8 car running strong tonight.
Yeah, definitely proving why he's points leader with another strong run. Boehner's showing why he can be a factor. He's in second place right now, attempting to run down the leader, but it looks like he's got more heat on his back bumper from the 00 of Augustus.
Yep, he's definitely getting a lot of heat from behind. Trying to
the 00 and the 11 look exactly the same this week.
Yeah, they do. That's why I was taking a second look. I was like, well, wait, it's the 00. He's in second or third. Oh no, that's the 11. Yeah, you're 100% right. No, Brom, I definitely understand, man. I'm one of 7 siblings, so I know what it's like to have to share. I go back to the Atari days, and then Nintendo days, and then Sega days, and then finally Xbox. So I know what it's like to have to share, man. If you and your brother share a console, it is what it is, and you'll NNR's not going anywhere, man. You feel free to catch a race, or you can always go to my Twitch channel and rewatch the race, see what you might have missed at a later. Oh, hard wreck coming off of turn 4. Several cars around, including the 61 of Mountains, kind of got caught up in that. This should definitely bring out the caution.
Yeah, definitely big wreck going into 3 from about 8th place on back. I saw the 42 of Wall, 46 of Shadowlag got a piece of Wall as well.
All right, so that is going to put us under a non-stage caution for the 3rd time tonight. Again, not too shabby at all. But we're going to, hey, JC, these guys are going to be able to grab 4 brand new Eagles, 2 cans of gas. We're going to rack and stack them back up. It's going to be a great, we're definitely well under 100 laps to go, I'm going to guess. Somewhere right around 80. Okay, 90, okay. So that run right there was about 13 laps. Not too bad. They're clicking them off.
Yeah, picking them up, putting them down. We're all going to throw them under a blanket, send them back out into turn 1 at full speed again.
Bulldog, good to see you. Thank you very much for the invite to your iRacing channel. I know Papa Bear's a big part of that. I went through the past posts and saw where you had liked, followed, and commented. Thank you very much for all the support there, bud. Appreciate you checking out the race tonight.
We had 87 to go. 1 car of Asville able to jump back out to the lead. 28 of Boehner back on his back bumper.
Yeah, 28. Kind of work my way back up there. Big pack here tonight, Bulldog. Oh, looks like got an.
Another big wreck in the second short stretch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8 cars piling in.
Yeah, it looks like somebody kind of got the apron, and I'm guessing their car was just a little too loose, and just that little bit of a transition between the apron and the bank sent him around. I was on a car that was right next to him, and yeah, he just completely lost control all by himself. So that's what happens when you set the car up a little too free. You want to be fast in the corners, you want to be fast in the draft, but you got to be able to run single, by yourself as well, without bringing it around. If you're going to run down on the apron, coming down the front stretch.
Yeah, and Pete, I think this is the point of the race where they're going to want to kind of settle down just a little bit, because a lot of guys, it looks like, are going to be staying out under this yellow. So remember, 28, I know it's shortened down to probably closer to 24 now, cars in the field, 25. But you do not want to have to go back to the back if you have a mistake and get caught up in a wreck at this point of the race.
No, you absolutely don't. You're 100% right. So we're taking them back green with the 1 of Asbel up front, 22 is Soroka right behind him, the 11 of Parsville P3, 46 of Shadilak in P4. Here comes the 8 of Augustus under the 46, right behind the 8. I believe that was the 22 of Soroka. Nope, that was the 49 of Coe, actually, driving the old Shauna Robinson number. I told him I was going to do it. Smitty told him to take 3 since he's a Jeff Gordon fan. He was going to make him run the Earnhardt number. But, yeah, good to see Coe up here in the top 5.
And Pete, big power move as they come down to 82 to go. Amore Smoke has moved back into 3rd place after being involved in that wreck earlier.
Yeah, we are absolutely seeing different things. I'm seeing the 11 of Parsville in 3rd place, and Amore Smoke still on pit road.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, Amore's really in 3rd place. Says it on the stream, says it on my stream. That's what I'm going with, man.
Wow. Wow.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, either way, up front, Casey is in our Asbel. An excellent run tonight. 22, now showing his speed later in the race.
You know what? And when I pull up Amore Smoke speed, you're 100% right. It shows him in P3, right behind Asbel and Soroka. So definitely an issue there, but good run by Amore Smoke. I'm not quite sure why we're seeing different things.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's crazy. I don't know what you're looking at. An unfortunate circumstance.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever come across this before. Yeah, he's got the. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there, but hey, either way, I'm glad that he's still out there on track, still learning what he can with that wheel. I don't know why we're seeing different things. That gives a whole new definition to not on my screen.
Well, the 22 and 11 are going side by side for 3rd place. I can't see what car that is. They're trying to make it 3 wide going into turn 1. Thought better of it, backed out, got to make it low now. 22 getting hung out to dry on the top. Soroka.
Yep. Oh, a little bit of contact there between that 46 and 22. And now
at this
it's
point
the
of the
49
race,
and
just going to
22.
be leaning on each other. No more give, all take. We've seen it. The last few cautions, everyone's really trying to make up spots. They know they don't have too many more pit stops coming. If you're going to gain spots, now is the time. You do not have time to mess around in a 28-car pack.
Yeah. Now, I'm kind of curious, JC, with you getting prepared for Thursday night's race, the Cup Series right here in Chicago, and me and HD are watching you complete your race here. Is there anything that you're going to be able to take away from tonight's race to help you on Thursday?
Oh, man, I'm burning up the notepad just trying to watch who's faster at what point, man. Well, I mean, yeah, absolutely. The cars are a little bit different. They're going to drive a little bit different, but some of the guys that race in here are the same. I'm kind of, looking at some guys like Lines, how they're driving, when they're getting back in the gas. If you want to get back in the gas early, late? How hard do you drive in? You know, and that's where the car is being different. Is it changes all that, but you can still definitely take notes on, you know, how like the side-by-side racing is going to be. It looks like that you're going to have to really have a good control on your car to be able to run the top side and make it work on the bottom. But it can be done. I've seen it done in this race.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There, just like Vegas, there is a high line here, but you have to have your car set up for it. You can't just willy-nilly try to make it up. That's something that you've got to practice. But yeah, there's some speed if you can get your car to rotate up there.
And Pete, I know you're not able to see the same thing that I am, but the 42 and the 01 makes contact with the 42 as they go into turn one. The 42 is your leader as the 1 slips back to 4th place now. The 11 in tow, 2nd place. I believe that is the 9 car in 3rd. 8 truck. 8 car, I'm sorry. Oh, man.
All right.
I thought I was doing the truck series again.
So the 8 car of Augustus, your current points leader. I'm gonna go ahead and try to find him. There's the 5. Got it. I see. I'm still seeing more smoke on pit road. Man,
it's pacing the field, man. They got coming to 72 laps to go this time, Bob.
All right.
Then in our mountain slow in the outside lane, back in the pack, looks like he may have an issue.
And that's really a shame. I was on him just a little bit ago. He fought his way under the 49 of Coe and a couple others, and kind of lagged out.
He was running in the top 5 for a minute.
Yeah, he was. So great running tonight by Mountain. Not quite sure what happened, but if he's got that kind of a car with this amount of laps left to go, he can surely claw his way back up to the front. So you're seeing a more smoke up in P1. I'm showing the 11 of Parzival with a little bit of a battle as the 8 of Augustus tries to take him on the outside with the 1 of Abzel right behind it. They're going to be side by side for the lead going into 1 and 2.
Yeah, Pete, they're definitely getting after it for the 2nd place position. That's what I'm seeing. Coming out of turn 2, the high side might be able to prevail.
There you go. That is a great example of having that ability to get that car to rotate on the high side, be able to get back in the gas, have the car free enough to where you can get it to turn, but at the same time not breaking loose coming off as we get a little bit later in the run. So new leader, 8 car of Augustus.
Yeah, Pete Augustus has been picking them up, putting them down the last few laps. I'm watching as the tires are falling. He's looking just a little bit stronger every lap compared to a lot of these other guys.
All right, so Country Girl saying 70 laps to go. 7-0. As you see, the 78 diving under the 1 of Abzel. 78 is going to try to set sail for the 11 now. Behind those guys is the 22 of Soroka, and he's going to round out your top 5. We're going to work through the field here a little bit. Brahm saying, "Go get him, Asmal." So you have a more smoke right now in P2?
He's P1 right now. Top 5 singled out running by themselves.
You have a more in P1?
I do have more in P1, yes.
Oh, God. Okay.
Yeah, it makes it weird.
Oh. You know what? Let's. I know I've got this. Let's go ahead and take a look from a more speed. Now, guys, you probably won't. Oh, wait. Maybe not. I think we might have a caution coming out here. Just saw 1 car hard on the outside wall. Nope. Looks like we are gonna stay green. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what JC's watching right now. Let's switch it on over to a more speed.
That's what we think.
So, all right. I know you guys couldn't hear me for a little bit right there, but yeah, that was the feed from More Smoke. So, like JC's saying, yeah, he is still out there on track. Never doubted you. I know you weren't able to hear me. Let me go ahead and mute his car right quick. That guys aren't listening or fighting to hear me. All right.
Pete, you need a tech guy.
I do need a tech guy. I'm still very much a noob at this whole Elgato thing, and OBS and how it all works, what works together well with what. Yeah, HD. I'm still very much a Padawan learner.
The 8 car is going to slide up in front of the 42 of More Smoke out of turn 4. The 8 is now your leader, 42 in second place. That's Augustus up in the lead, point leader.
What? Here we go. All right. Back here with the 61 of Mountain, following the 5 of Sully and the 97 of Fatless Dig as they go into 3 and 4. 61 still looks strong, even though we got kicked back a few positions. I don't see any damage at all to that 62-nity machine. It's actually kind of a nice looking Toyota as they cross the start finish line, going down deep into turn 1 and 2. Again, so you got the 61, the 5, the 97. Let's keep going through the field here.
We got some takers on pit road now. Dodge Dakota's on pit road. I'm wondering how many cars are going to want to push it as far as possible, because now that it's down to within, they got to be getting close to 60 to go here. Let's see, as Moore comes across the start finish line, he's got 62, so it'll be coming to 61 this time around.
Yep.
It's almost a one-stop race, almost.
They're really going to have to save quite a bit though if they're gonna try that. Figure 25 to 7 laps on a tank. Somebody's really gonna have to save and try to do it like how Bowling did. Watt Racing did on Sunday, or it's just gonna be a splash and go, kind of what I thought Absol did on Sunday. So I think the end of this race is really going to be shaping up to be something interesting.
I need Dohar down in the pits. Tell me how hard.
Yeah. Yo,
there's
Dohar
one thing
won.
Definitely.
Go ahead. No, I was going to say Dohar won Richmond in the Cup Series on fuel, and he caught a bunch of flack for it. Everybody knows Dohar is a fuel mileage racer. And then he won Michigan by actually racing, which you were very, very much a part of.
16 thousandths of a second.
Yeah. Very, very much a part. You see the
Stout Whiskey going through the infield right there off turn 4. But Pete, you led right into what I was going to talk about. He caught so much flack for winning a race on fuel mileage. I want to race on fuel mileage, and I didn't catch any flack at all. So,
yeah.
Did he cross the line first? Yes. That's what racing is. Sometimes you can't drive as hard as you can. You got to save your tires. You got to save your fuel. You got to be the first one across the line at the end, 500 miles or whatever the race is.
I agree. I mean, there's fuel mileage in actual NASCAR, so there's no reason that it should take place here on Heat 4, and I'm glad that it's actually part of the game. I've always been a hard racer. I'd rather try to win it on speed and the way I've got my car tuned up rather than backing it down. I don't like hitting the brakes on tracks. I've always been a lead foot. If I got to hit the brakes, I suck at that track. So
that's why you like going to Daytona, Pete.
No. That's why I like places like Auto Club and Michigan and Chicago, Charlotte. Any track where you can go, even Kansas, Kentucky, places where you don't even think about touching the brakes. That's where I like to race.
which will be coming up on Kentucky here in just a couple weeks.
Yep, we'll be coming up on Kentucky in a couple weeks, but next week is actually a doubleheader at Pocono. That's going to be an amazing race. The Cup guys are going to run two 25% races. The Xfinity guys are going to run two 50% races. And same thing with the trucks. They're going to run two 50% races. Back-to-back racing. It's going to be a great night. I still got to get with Coe and the other series admins to see how we're going to work all that out with the booth. And I know that there's going to be an inversion of the field after the first race before they start the second. So that's going to be a lot of fun to see the guys that just won the first race work their way through the field during the second race. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, Pete, should be a whole lot of fun. Definitely not only two races, but that means double the points in one night. If you are back in the standings, you can make it up. Front, you can lose it. So that one night's going to be a big twist in the standings.
Brahms got a question for you, JC. He says,
Okay,
if you had 5 laps to go and caution came out, what would you do? Pit or stay out and try for that win on old tires?
Oh, if it's this race right here, and I'm halfway through a fuel run, there's 5 laps, oh man, it's going to be a tough one. Because if you come down, you know someone's going to stay out. It's just how far back do you want to start? I feel like if I'm maybe halfway through the run, I'll probably stay out. But if I'm past halfway, I'm probably coming in. 5 laps is a decent amount of time. And if you are, say, 1 second faster on new tires than you are old tires, well, you could start 5 seconds back and make up about the same time. So,
yeah, that question kind of takes me back to Stout Whiskey's win at Bristol. You were very, very competitive during that race as well, but he pit with I think it was just that, like 5 or 6 laps to go, and those new tires were able to help him rocket through the 3 or 4 cars that he had to pass to try to get to the lead. Unfortunately, you were one of them. But
there was no way I was holding them off. Tires were done on that thing, and even though I had control of my car, Stout just waited behind me until I slipped up just a little bit. He took off.
Yep. Brom, if you want an answer to your question, go to YouTube. All right. The race. I don't think the race is actually still on my Twitch channel. I think it's been more than the allotted days. But go to YouTube and look up my channel. It's the same as it is on Twitch, Repeat 1975, and look for the NNR Cup Series at Bristol, and your answer will be right there.
That was a really good race, that Bristol race. The trucks, the Xfinity race, I was part of that too. That was also a really good race with me and Carol. I was all over Carol's bumper this lap, and then to come so close in the Cup Series, it was a long week for me, and to be that close, and it's been that long since the race. Then to be 16 thousandths of a second away at Michigan, Pete, man, I've been so close, man. It's coming though. I've got a lot of good teammates around me, and we've been working hard with our cars, and it's been showing as of late. But definitely nothing comes easy here.
No, nothing comes easy at all. Just watch the 28 of Boehnert get by the 69 of Rowdy Burns. Not quite sure which position that's for. I can definitely pull up Boehnert's stream and check. He's definitely got a little bit of damage to the front of that 28 machine. And now, JC, do you still see the 00 out on track?
No, he is on pit road.
Okay, I thought maybe you were seeing a more on track, and I'm in the pits. You were seeing the 00 in the pits and a more on track. So, no big deal. But let's go ahead and let's see. Looks like Boehner is running P18, so he's definitely a bit further in the pack than where he'd want to be. He definitely was running quite a bit stronger than that earlier, as Moore is going to come across the start-finish line. Right now, he's showing in P2. I'll wait for him to come back around again. I'll get us another lap count. There's a 19, a Cowboy Matt. I think somebody had just said that he was running. I think Country Girl was saying that he was running in P9. P10 is Mountain. Smitty's in 11th. The More Smoke 12th. Bill's Legend 13th. And 14th is NNR SWATs. And we've got 48 laps remaining, JC. You going to change your pick, or you're still going to go with your buddy? JC, you got me? I think we might have lost JC. Oh, he's still in Discord. Not quite sure what happened. Well, JC, I'm still here, bud. If you lagged out or something like that, you need an invite back to the race, just please send me a text. I've got my phone right here. But here's the 46 of Shadowlack. He's been strong all night long. Looks like he's running right behind the 49 of Coe, and in front of the 49 of Coe, I think that's the 11. Or that could be... Nope, yeah, that's the 11, and then the one of Asbel. Here's the 8 car of Augustus. 8, he's got some cars in front of him. They could be cars that are trying to stay on the lead lap. All right, so yep, JC's saying he's got some technical difficulties right now. As soon as he gets them sorted out, I'm sure he'll be right back with us. Give us that great driver insight that he's very capable of giving. Parsable right behind the one of Asbel. All right, I hear old JC trying to get back in here.
Oh, I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
All right, do you need another invite back to the race?
We lost race on the T. Yes, sir. Yes,
okay.
sir.
All right, I'll get you right now. There you go, bud.
Thank you.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, we've been green.
Pete, I'll tell you what. Earlier, you asked me, Pete, what I would from this race and going to the Cup Series, and it looks like it is going to be a sin. And with how difficult it's going to be to pass here.
Yeah, it is. Unless you've got the draft and you're able to pull out at the right time and slingshot, kind of like, again, what we saw a lot of at Michigan. At Michigan, there were lead changes left and right because of the way people had their cars set, and they knew how to take the runs and where to go. I mean, this track is shorter than Michigan by a half mile. Definitely shaped a little different. But the draft works the same way at both tracks.
Yeah, absolutely, Pete. If I had been able to mention it or not before my technical difficulty, but a More Smoke went in the pits last time around as the leader. He ended up speeding and had a 30-second pit stop, and now is back on pit road. I'm seeing some weird stuff going on track.
Yeah, it looks like he's back on pit road, getting 4 brand new Feel Goods, 40 laps to go. But I'm sure he is a lap down as of now, and he's showing back. Maybe not a lap down, or not yet anyway. He's showing back in P22 at Rowdy Burns, right behind him. So if anything, whether Amore finishes first, middle pack, or dead last, this was a great test on some brand new equipment that he's got. So I'm sure he'll still walk away with a positive attitude after tonight's race.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And that's why a lot of these guys like to run the Xfinity series, is if they're going to test something a little bit different for a particular track, or maybe a little bit of a different equipment, something that they're not used to normally on Thursday nights, they can try it on Tuesday nights, and then vice versa with the Cup and Truck guys. Whenever that you see someone who's a normal in another series running in a race, they're usually trying something, or they just really like the track.
Yeah. And I mean, Amor, he's probably one of the cleanest drivers in all of NNR. He's your current Cup Series points leader. He's got a lot of respect from a lot of people. He doesn't only run in NNR. I mean, NNR is his home community, but he also runs in eSpark. He was or could still be a Pro League hopeful as he comes across the line with 38 laps to go. But Amor is definitely revered as one of the best in Heat 4, and he's got a lot of respect from a lot of people.
Yeah, absolutely. Class driver all around. And you know what, Pete? He's out of, I think it's 15 starts, he's got 12 top 10 finishes. I mean, how do you compete with that? It makes my 7 look like nothing.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, he went on a very, very big tear last season, right after the All-Star race. When he won the All-Star race, and then clicked off like 3 or 4 wins in a row. But it seems like this year there hasn't been that kind of dominance out of any one person in any series, except for here in Xfinity and Boehner. Boehner won like three in a row, trying to go for 4 a couple weeks back, but wasn't able to do it. I think Bowling took that away from him. As you see, USA Greatness checking in. Good to see you back, sir. Thank you very much for tuning in tonight. Yeah, we had 2 pretty decent sized wrecks, both on the front stretch. One was after a car lost the balance. He had two tires on the apron and 2 tires on the actual track. Kind of looped it around, collected a couple. But there was another one that was just a racing deal. Other than that, it's just been the 2-stage brakes. Summit on Bell 12, thanks for checking in. Saying AJ is trying to save gas, but isn't gaining. Saving gas on a draft track, if you're right behind somebody, yes, you can do it, but it's not something that you're going to be able to do all that well because of how big these corners are. So we'll have to see how AJ is able to keep progressing. In fact, we'll go ahead and try to find AJ for you right now. See where he is. See where he's what he's trying to do. Here you go. He's actually right in front of the 28 of Boehner, and according to Boehner's stream right now, he's in 15th. That puts AJ in 14th with, I would guess, somewhere right around 35 laps to go. So they're all going to have to pit one more time.
Yeah, one more time, or if the caution comes out, we'll see what kind of strategy gets changed there. Showing 34 laps to go, 33 laps to go for more coming down this time on the stream. And he's 1, maybe 2 laps down here.
Yep.
So they should be getting close to 30 to go, Pete.
Yep. Let's see. Boehner's saying 168 out of 200. So, yeah, you're right on. Looks like the 14 just kind of put that car in a wall. If he is trying to save, getting that damage is not going to help. Yep, 32 laps remaining here in the race tonight from Chicagoland. Summit, please, by all means, make sure you go on up and as much as Country Girl doesn't like it, go ahead and smash that follow button, hit the notification so you know every time NNR goes live. If I was Country Girl and she was broadcasting right now, she'd probably have a pair of knit mittens around those buttons so you can't hit them hard. She'd be coddling them and keeping them warm.
That button.
Pound it, smack it. But yep. Pretty strong race by AJ. He's been up front quite a bit, led a lot of laps, has been in contention. Right now looks like he's definitely dropping back a little bit, though.
lot of the leaders on pit road. The 8 Augustus, you see the 11 is in. And Pete, they're only going to have a couple of laps that they're going to have to either try to save.
Yeah.
Oh wow. No more technical difficulties for me.
Okay.
Yeah, Pete, they're getting really close to being able just to make it to the end on if they get 1 or 2 more cautions. But I don't think if you see 1 or 2 more cautions, anyone's going to stay out.
No, I don't. Well, I mean, I guess it's going to really all depend on the timing of the caution. I mean, if the caution comes out and there's 15 to go, I'm coming in because that's too long to be out there on a set of tires. Summit Bell 12, thank you very much for the follow, sir. Definitely appreciate it. But Country Girl, we love to push buttons, don't you know? Us as men love pushing women's buttons.
I just like pushing buttons in general. I'm looking for some buttons to push right now, actually.
Uh-huh.
All right, Pete. So if the caution were to come out,
yeah,
I think we're getting close enough to the window where this could be the final pit stop. If the caution does not come out, who short pits the quickest?
Oh, well, Country Girl just put in chat that there's 29 laps to go. Everybody's going to have to pit one more time. If what Summit Bell was saying about AJ, that he's just saving gas, he might be able to go a little bit further, but I think he's giving away too much time. If you're staying competitive in the top 5, caution comes out within the last 15 laps, I think you have to pit, whether you pit now and then again later, just because of the wear. I think you've got to come either way. But if it goes green, and it's had a pretty long green flag feel to it the last 40 laps or so. I think you pit as soon as that window opens up, and you get all the speed you can. That way, if somebody short pits or tries saving gas now, they're going to give up all that time, but you've got that raw speed to try to catch them, kind of like what we saw at where was it? Was it Michigan, where we saw the 5 of Sully come flying past Coe? I think that's where it was. The five of Sully came flying past Coe's car and just completely blasted him away. So yeah, I think you come down right when your window's open and you make up as much time as you can on the cars that are trying to save gas, and you win it just on raw speed.
I'm finally starting to figure out who's the leader here. The 1 of Asbill has the lead with the 28 in tow right behind him. I'm assuming Boehner is indeed in second place.
I can definitely check on that. Nope. Asbill is your first place car, so a good call on that. But he actually just put the 28 of Boehner a lap down, so he's trying to keep him down there. Either that or the one car has not yet pit. In the truck race, Asbill went a couple extra laps. So while I don't have the one stream, he could be saving just a little bit to maybe try the strategy that you were thinking of. But with 24 laps remaining, he is now in the pit, in the window to make it on one more stop from here on out. So we'll have to see who's on that fuel strategy or who's on that raw power.
Yeah, and Pete, I saw that the 42 of more smoke after him being back in the pack. He's one of the first takers on pit road now that they can make it all the way. So he comes off turn 2 back in 22nd place. The 1 of Asbill up front, he's led a decent amount of this race, Pete.
Yeah, he has, and again, this is why people like Stout Whiskey and a few others have already talked to this young man about, hey, have you thought about, or if you were given an invitation to Cup for next year. Would you be interested? And he said, he's having a lot of fun in Xfinity and trucks. He likes being able to race both series, which is something that you can't do if you're a full-time Cup driver. If you're in Cup, you only get 5 or 10 races to go down, get that extra seat time. Or if you're a More Smoke, you're getting that extra time to work on some brand new equipment. He likes the option to be able to run 2 nights a week rather than once and the occasional second night.
Yeah, definitely being able to drive the trucks and Xfinity cars, you get a lot more seat time. The guys that are looking for more seat time and they're looking to really improve on their craft of racing, there's nothing wrong with that. Nope. And the guys like More Smoke that come down and they want a little bit of tune-up for race on Thursday night, there's nothing wrong with that either. It's all one big community. We're all cars on the track, and at the end of the day, someone's got to finish first.
You're 100% right, and I'm really hoping for that first place finish out of you here really, really soon. I know you got a few guys that like to check into the stream, and that's Big Daddy Hog Liquor, and like 1 or 2 others that are all about you. And like you said, I
got some fans, man.
Yeah, you do.
I'll tell you what, I got fans that know how to party. I'll tell you that much.
And they like to say some interesting things in the chat and get other people going. But you know what, they do it, and it's all about fun. It's like, yeah, JC, he's best out there. He's the GOAT. And you know what, man? After knowing you and racing against you and being on the same team as you and elsewhere, it's man, I'm glad. Just like I told him More Smoke when we were coming back to Atlanta, when I dropped him off home, I was glad that he found a community where he can showcase how good he really can be. And man, the same thing for you. I'm glad that you found a community that can showcase what you're capable of, because I've seen it in your wins. I've seen you challenge for championships. And I'm looking. I think once you get that first NNR win unlocked, there's nothing that's going to hold you back.
Oh, Pete, and I was having a little bit of technical difficulties there, but I came in, I heard the end of all that.
Yeah, just being modest.
Yeah, I can't wait to hopefully get into victory lane soon here. I know it's coming. I got, like I said earlier, I'm on a great team with Carroll and Natty Dread, Striker, and Outlaw. We really got our program working the last few weeks, and it shows in all of our cars at that speed. Carroll won a stage at Iowa, and then him and I were first and second for a little bit after that. We got the speed. It's coming soon. I'm hoping.
I don't have any doubt that it'll be there soon. In fact, I think you just picked up another fan. Brom92 is saying, "Go get that win, JC." So there you go, man.
Thank you.
Go back through and try to find the one of Asbel. He was our leader. Arca Driver, man, it's been so long since I've actually been behind the wheel in a competitive community like NNR. I forgot how to go fast. There's people have figured out ways to tune their controllers and their wheels so much that give them just that little bit of an extra competitive edge. I know nothing about it. I am so far out of contact with all that. I run some practice laps with these guys, and within the first few laps, I'm like 5 seconds back. So I'm left in the dust by these guys.
Yeah, Pete, definitely a lot of competition all around the league in every aspect of no matter what series that you're in. These guys definitely know what they're doing, and that's why nothing comes easy in NNR.
You got that right. All right, let me go ahead. And I see Boehner is right behind the one of Asbel. Right now, it looks like it's going to be the one of Asbel with the 11 of Parzival in P2. And Boehner is showing P10. So I think right now, Asbel's got everybody from P10 on lapped, if I'm not mistaken. So Asbel's definitely on a tear right now, but he's got a mirror full of the 11 of Parzival right now. I'm not quite sure who is in P3. It could be, thinking it might be Smitty. But again, I can't
Smitty,
be.
I saw, was making his way up through the pack.
Yep. Smitty's about 2/10, 3/10 behind the 28 of Boehner. So I'm not sure if he's in third. As we got a challenge for the lead, got the 11 down low, 1 up high. We'll see who's going to be able to carry that momentum through the corner. If the 1 wants to be able to retain this lead, he might have to pinch the 11 down. The 11's going to get a great run from the center off, wash up to the outside. The 1's going to try a little bit of side draft going into 3 and 4, still side by side. The 11's going to have the preferred line. He's going to go ahead and take the point. We'll have to see if the 1 tries a crossover. He's going to have a little bit of a push from the 28 of Boehner. No dice. New leader, 11. We'll have to see if he's able to carry this through for the last 11 laps here.
Yeah, Pete, in the 11, with 11 laps or so to go, he's now got where out front. He doesn't have to worry about anyone dragging on his door to see if he can actually hold it.
Actually, we're seeing the 1 of Asbel take that machine down to pit road. He was able to get all the way around 3 and 4 without washing back up on the track. Hit the grass just a little bit, but 10 laps to go. I think we're in. This is that scenario that we talked about. I'm thinking either just gas, and he's probably got about 40% on his right side tires, or does he take gas and 2 rights? Considering it's probably about the same amount of time between a can and just right sides. I'm still on the 1. It looks like he's gas only. So the same exact strategy he pulled on Sunday night, he's pulling again tonight. 1 car is leaving pit road right now. Gonna drive that apron all the way around 1 and 2, hoping he doesn't see the 11 of Parsville come to him on the track and blow by his outside. Looks like Asbel's going to be able to merge back on. No issue, no competition anywhere around him. And that handed the lead over. It looks like the 11 pit as well, because that handed the lead over to the 1 car of Augustus off of Boehner Stream. And Boehner is up to P7. But as we pass the end of pit road, that's going to move him up to P6. So Boehner still right now got an eye maybe on a top 6 finish. But right now it's all about the 8 car of Augustus. We'll go ahead and find him. There he is. Right behind him, again, is Boehner, but Boehner is in 7th place. So right now, JC, there are a lot of cars to lap down.
Yeah, a lot of cars lap down, a lot of cars looking for a caution, and a lot of cars that don't want to see a caution at all. Hopefully the last 8 laps or so, if it goes to plan for the 8 car, will stay green, and then he'll have another excellent finish. But if the caution comes out, I think you'll see a lot of cars down pit road.
You know, I'm on the hood view right now of the 8 car of Augustus, and I'm kind of listening to his throttle time. He's on the gas all the way down the backstretch. Going into 1 right now. He's out of the gas like the first half of the turn. So I think the 8 car is in a little bit of a fuel saving mode, and I'm thinking that the 28 car of Boehner, which again is up to P6, is right there behind him, and he's in the same exact boat. He's not trying to pass Augustus to get his lap back. He's just comfortable riding right behind him as they've got 5 laps to go, JC.
Well, we knew it was going to be close coming down to the end of the race, what cars could make it and what cars couldn't. That's why we saw a couple of early takers. I think if it does stay green, the guys that did earlier are definitely going to benefit from this friendly. I'm not sure anyone can save enough to get to the end, but we've seen it before.
Looks like the 8 car of Augustus is coming down pit road. He was not able to stretch that, and Boehner is he's going to be able to take over 4th place right there. And to his outside, I just saw somebody challenging. Let's actually see if we can. Okay, that was the 81 of Smitty. So that put Boehner back to fifth. Smitty up to fourth, and see if we can't find these guys. More and more people heading down pit road. They tried to stretch it, just not able to get it done.
I'm telling you, Pete, this is really going to shake up the running order here at the end of the race. A lot of guys banking on a caution, but we've gone 3 full runs without a caution.
Yes, we have, and I knew in that last 10 laps it was going to really be something. I'm still watching Smitty right now in front of, or you're still watching Smitty right now in front of this 28. Smitty is on the gas hard. He must be pretty confident that he's going to be able to make it. As I watch the dashboard from Boehner, we got 2 laps to go, and his fuel light just came on, so he's really having to stretch it. That's allowed the 11 of Parzival to get by him for third place. That put Boehner back to fourth. Looks like the 11 is hard charging. The 81 of Fort Smitty might be trying to save, but as he sees the 11 get bigger and bigger in his rear view, might be trying to get that pedal down as much as possible, save a top 2 finish. But I think this is going to be the battle for the lead as they come to 1 to go, bud.
Yeah, Pete, coming to 1 to go. Definitely an excellent battle for the lead. On old tires, too, with these guys just trying to hang on to it.
Yeah, I don't see anybody going to have anything. I think the 81 is actually running out of gas. Yep, he's down on the apron. I saw the car start jerking around just a little bit. That's going to be it right there. I think the 11 might have just won himself a race here in the NNR Xfinity Series. We'll have to wait and see as they wrap this up. It looks like Boehner actually ended up running out of gas. He's fallen all the way back to 8th place. It looks like that's where he's more likely going to go ahead and finish as the last car on the lead lap. Not 100% sure if he got past Smitty. But I'm going to shut down that stream.
Heck of a race, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Heck of a race. Glad that we were able to get this called. I'm going to go ahead and pull up a Moore's feed. Oh, Moore's feed is done.
Moore's no longer in race.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's try Matt's stream here. See if he gives us the top 10. Nope, not unless he scrolls up. I'm not gonna know. So, yeah, we'll talk to our top 3 here in just a little bit as they exit the race. They'll come on up to the booth. We'll talk to our top 3. Talk to them about their race. Talk to them about their car, about their challenges tonight. I'm gonna back out of that. I don't want to go to the next track. All right, so that was the NNR Xfinity Series. Let's see. Yeah, greatness. Always a great race with these guys. So let's take a look here. So far we've got Augustus and Parzival. Augustus, where'd you finish tonight, sir? Third, all right. Boehner, I see you here. Where'd you finish?
Oh, he don't want to talk about it. He left.
Yep, okay. Parzival, I saw you get by the one with like 2 laps to go. Where'd you finish?
Yeah, I ended up P2.
P2?
Stout won it on fuel mileage.
Really good for. Oh well, man, that's gonna be some amazing points. Stout is inviting me to a party. Stout, unfortunately, I can't talk in a party and on Discord through OBS at the same time, sir. I'm sorry.
Stout, you pulled it off, man.
Stout's probably going to have to switch his headset, so it's going to take him a second. So while we're waiting on Stout, JC, why don't you go ahead and grab P3?
P3. Parzival. You P3?
Gustus.
Gustus, man. I saw you have a real good run all night. How was the car at the end of the race?
What's that? I didn't quite catch it.
Say that again, JC. You couldn't hear you.
Goose, you got me?
Yep.
Hey, man, I saw you have a good run all night. How was the car at the end of the race?
The car was pretty good. Basically, it wasn't. I mean, it was okay on the short run, but it was the long run that really got it going. I just wish that I had. I let more smoke go, and then he lagged out, and that caused me to lose the draft on Parzival. And I wish I had stayed with Parzival, and I may have been able to get P2. I mean, it was a good win by Stout by saving fuel. The only other thing I probably could have done was back way off and try and save fuel like Stout did. I mean, I think Stout's got a clutch, so he's got a little bit of help there. But
Yeah.
other than that, I mean, it was a good night. I didn't get the stage points I wanted because for some weird reason people didn't go on the first restart, and because we were told to go in the restart box, and I think some people thought that we were still going at the line. I ended up all the way back in like literally dead last place and was working my way forward. By the end of stage 2, I was 9th, and then obviously I was up front towards the end. So it was a good race. I think my car was pretty good. Definitely one of the best ones out there. But yeah, other than saving fuel and not letting him more by and then watching him lag out and lose the draft, I'm happy with the P3.
Definitely a up and down long race for you. You got any shout outs, man?
Let's give a shout out to my team, Smitty's team, Bump and Run Racing. I know Smitty was up with the leaders, and when I lost the draft, I feel like he actually let off a little bit to let me get a sniff of his draft and at least keep up, because it could have been a lot worse. So I'll give a shout out to my team as a whole.
Oh, there you go. Good job.
Hey, one sec,
man,
Ethan.
that's going to be a great points tonight for you. Absolutely. Parzival, you got me.
I got you.
All right, man. I was talking about you quite a bit tonight. You got a lot of camera time. Talking about you and the points, and it seems like every time I'm updating the points as they continue to scroll across the bottom of the screen, and I mentioned it to JC. You're like the mouse of NNR. You're quiet. You slowly work your way through. People know you're there, but you every week you're slowly creeping up and creeping up and creeping up. You're like the quiet guy of the series that's I think gonna be a real big threat as the season goes on. You showed to have another really strong run in your 11 car tonight. Take us through your race.
Yeah, I had a good first stage run up there with the leaders. Car was pretty good on the short run, but I was good on the long run as well. It seemed to be my strong shoot, kind of the last 10 laps or so of the run. Was pretty quick, and I messed up stage 2 in the lead there. I was gonna just pit for some gas and ended up speeding, so I finished like 20th in stage 2. But luckily, a timely caution came out, and everyone decided to pit with like 0 laps on their tires, and I was able to get back up into the top 5. So, and after that, just ran up front for most of the rest of the race. It was fun racing with those guys up there, Asbel and Augustus and whoever else was up there. It was good racing, hard racing at the front. And just been kind of clicking off the top 5s, and thought I might have had a good shot at the win today, but fuel mileage kind of stole the show there. So good win to Stout.
Yeah, it's funny. JC kind of was alluding to fuel mileage and how some of the guys in the Cup Series and other communities win often or try often to win. And the name Dohar was thrown out there a little bit, and how he's been able to win a few on fuel mileage. I personally prefer, like you, to have it just on raw speed, but man, fuel mileage is a factor in real NASCAR. It's here in Heat 4. I'm glad that element is there. P2 tonight. Where'd you finish in the first and second stage?
First stage, I finished fifth, and then second stage, I fell out of it because of that speeding penalty. So, an okay night for stage points. Not the best, but a mistake on my part.
Well, then, I mean, right now you're showing right around 10th place in points. I have no doubt in my mind when I go to update the points, you will jump over Rowdy Burns. You'll probably be a little bit closer to Newman, depending on where he finished. 30 cars on track tonight. There were a lot of points to make up. Congratulations, man.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a fun race.
Yep. Any last minute shout outs for you?
Yeah, just all the guys at NNR and my teammates who weren't here tonight, Badley and King Outbreak. Hopefully he'll be back soon.
Well, there you go. And then JC, why don't you go ahead and take your good buddy Stout?
Stout, hey buddy, hey man, how did you pull that off?
Well, honestly, I didn't have a choice there. I know Parzival and Goose has had fast cars, but honestly, I felt like I had a car just as fast as anybody, man. I just had to deal with a lot of adversity. I gave myself 2 speeding penalties. I got caught up in 2 different wrecks, and winning the race and taking that trophy, I definitely felt like I got the trophy for passing the most cars under green. So I don't know if you guys saw what happened, but there at the end before that last pit stop, Asbel, whoever is in the one car, I driven up from 22nd to 6th under that green run, and he lost it and came down the track and hit me and gave me damage. So knowing I had to fix that, because if you don't fix your damage, it causes your tires to wear different and fuel mileage. I knew that I didn't have a choice. I wasn't going to race those guys on speed. I was going to have to do something different and try to win the race on fuel mileage. So from the start of that last run, man, I saved fuel every freaking turn, man. Going into 1, I'd throw it in neutral. Going into 3, I'd throw it in neutral. And it worked out.
Man, definitely the first thing that Pete and I talked about tonight was you do not want to have any adversity or mistakes made, which you had a lot of during the race, because in a 28-car field, it's definitely hard to come from the back to the front. But through adversity, you made it work, man. You got any shout-outs?
Yeah, absolutely. Car I usually drive in this series when I run is the 60 car. Of course, with the news with Jelly and his son Ethan passing away, I reached out to Jelly and said, "Hey, man, I'd really like to drive your car for you." So it worked out, and I wasn't going to be denied tonight. I made up my mind. I actually prayed about it. I said, "Lord, let me honor him," and it worked out. And then another shout out. I just want to shout out to the NNR Cup Series. Everybody needs Spark. Now that this Pro League crap's over with, Stout Whiskey can get back down to business, man. And I'm coming for that ass every Thursday and Sunday night.
You better bring it, Stout. I'll be there Thursday.
I'm ready.
I tell you, Stout, you got Arca Driver out here in chat saying congratulations. I think you made Country Girls night. Yeah, Stout totally won. You got Brom saying good job, everybody. Good job, the winner. So you got a few people fired up here in chat. I gotta congratulate you as well, man. I know you'll probably be back with me next week. Looking forward to it as we pull our doubleheader from Pocono. It's going to be a great race. USA Greatness saying great speech, Stout. But man, this was 30 cars, Chicago Motor Speedway. Illinois, Joliet, Illinois. It's going to be a great race on Thursday night. We should have just about another 30 cars on track. Let's see. So I'm not quite sure what Deeds is trying to say. I think Deeds is saying he'd smoke you, Stout. I don't know. It says.
I tell you what, man. I'll come over to Winter on Sunday nights and get some of that too, baby. Love you, Deeds. Thanks for watching.
But yeah, We'll be back on Thursday night. I will have the one and only HD Motorsports with me live from the booth as the Cup guys take on Chicago. Again, right around 9 o'clock on Thursday evening. Head on over to Twitter. Follow @NoName_Racing. You see the Twitter there on the bottom of the screen. You see my Twitter, Repeat1975. You see HD's Twitter. Be sure follow all. That's where most of the community's information is shared. On Sunday, we gave away a Richard Petty autographed biography or hero card. Again, if we can get 50 guys in a chat, we're gonna give away a Bruton Smith signed diecast. I'd love to give that thing away courtesy of the Mountain. Please, by all means, follow, subscribe, hit the notification so you know when we're live. Until Thursday night, good luck to everybody in their Pro League quests, and I'll catch you around the track. Later.